Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Doc Who Pod. Unfortunately, no Josh this week. He decided to try and phone a friend, and unfortunately, the only two friends he's got in the entire world are me and Brad. So I am joined this week by my co-host, Bradley Fuller. Bradley Fuller, how are you?
Hello, I'm very good, thanks. I think this is going to be a new start. I think we don't need Josh anymore. This is it, me and you. Let's go. Doc Who
That's it,
Pod.
just the 2
We'll
of us.
get
Quick,
rebranded.
someone play
Goodbye,
that.
Josh.
Just the 2 of us. You know, we can make it if we try. Oh God, there you go. There's another copyright strike. Josh isn't even here. So,
Yeah,
but
the only issue we've
yes,
got is we need someone to do the editing because of.
we do.
I mean,
Well,
I don't
the
know
thing
about you,
is
but I can't edit.
no, I can't edit for shit either. But you know, as they do say, there is no rest for the wicked. And even though Josh is not with us, well, physically, he's never been with us physically, but he is with us in spirit. He is very kindly going to edit while he's away on his staycation because you know we deliver professionalism here in on Doc Who Pod. So yes, but
Yeah, I'm
so
interested to see whether he does do the editing in time and get this out. It's currently for us. It's currently gone 9 p.m. on a Wednesday evening. He's got a day to edit this and put it out on Friday morning. We'll see what happens.
yeah, it's a tough call. It is a tough call. So unconfusedly, episode 42. What are your initial
Indeed,
thoughts?
not episode 42 of the series, but
Not
episode
episode 42 of the
42.
series, it's just called 42, which we all know is the answer to the universe. Before everybody
Yeah.
shouts at Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, we know that 42 is the answer to the universe. Do we think that was why they called it 42?
I'll be honest, I haven't got a clue to be fair, because I mean, I should probably really make notes on these episodes, but is there 40? No, there's not even 42 doors, is there? I don't know why they
No,
call
no,
it
no, no,
42,
no.
unless
Well,
I'm massively missing something
yeah,
from the episode.
I'm
Oh
go.
no, 42 minutes. That's why it's 42 minutes.
Oh, was it? Oh, okay,
Yeah, till
interesting.
they get crashed into the sun. Remember? Yeah,
Hmm.
it's coming back to me now. We've watched this about a week ago, but
Yeah,
it's coming
see,
back to me. I
the
think
way I
that's
was
why.
thinking it, I thought they were going to go kind of like in terms of kind of there being 42 to the answer because it's just a giant quiz thing, which by the way, I really don't understand the quiz thing. That's not something I understood at all. But you
Yeah, I
know,
think the 42 is a subtle nod to that 42 being the
yeah,
answer of
it being
everything,
the answer
but
to everything.
obviously they
Yeah,
had to make it actually relevant.
yeah.
But yeah,
So yeah. So before we crack on with the episode, should we go through Who news? Is there anything that you've seen? Because I've seen Squat this week. I've not seen anything. But anything you've seen?
yeah, no, it's been very dry at the moment. Obviously, since we've had the Christmas special and a
Hmm.
couple of bits got released, like the Sonic Screwdriver and stuff, and when it was all gonna, well, I think it's the next series is gonna be in May. But other than that, Doctor Who has been pretty dry on the old social media.
Yeah. Because when I
So
mean,
not really a lot
I'm
in the Who news.
yeah, exactly. Because I mean, look, I'm trying to avoid as much as the new Doctor Who as possible, just in case there are any spoilers or anything like that. So
Yeah.
I am trying to, avoid as much as I can. But I mean, when do the new episodes come out? Because of course we had the Christmas special, but when is the
Yeah, so the
when's
new
the next one?
series is apparently going to start in May, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, they'll probably start doing some promo, I would have thought, in the next couple of months, because they really heavily done promo for the specials and Christmas specials ever since. Something you'll not have remembered, but back to when like Jodie Whittaker's era, they were very low on the promo, and I think people got frustrated with that. There just wasn't enough coming out, and now we're at the
Yeah.
opposite end. Like, if anything, I'd say there's a bit too much. But yeah, it's been pretty quiet recently. But I'm sure they're going to ramp it up soon.
Yeah, I was going to say because you kind of, I suppose you've got to pick your points really on the social media, and this is why people are paid, kind of a lot of money to be a good social media, PR rep because it's all about picking your right moments. You've got to let it die down to then pick up again because if you just kind of keep going
Yeah,
and keep going and keep going, you're eventually going to run out of stuff and you'll peak too early. But yeah, so I suppose there's a bit
yeah,
more of a watch this space in it.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, if there's anything, we will bring it in another episode.
Yeah, exactly. So that concludes the very short and sharp Who news. So
Lovely.
42. I know that Josh likes to do a kind of sum it up in one word. So, Brad, sum it up in one word.
Draining, I think. I'm
And you
struggling
know
for a
what?
word with that, but I'm going to say draining. Yeah.
Uh,
What about
you,
you?
I was going to say steamy.
Steamy.
But everyone was drenched in
Is that a
sweat there.
positive
That
steamy or
Oh
just
no, no,
just
no!
a
Just
general
like it
steam?
just looked sweaty and like it didn't look nice at
Yeah,
all. Like I was, believe it or not, I sometimes travel to the gym, but there was one time I went to the gym and the aircon wasn't working, and you could see the condensation on the windows and like dripping on the ceiling, and that was
kind
probably
of like in the
the most
conservatory.
yeah, kind of like the conservatory here actually, yeah. And that was like the most uncomfortable I've ever felt trying to work out. It was horrible. It was like you were breathing in other people's sweat, and it was like. I just that
Yeah,
look watching that episode of Fair Play, they did make it look hot, very difficult, very cramped, highly stressful, should we say? But I think that was probably the
yeah,
only
that's to be
good thing about the
expected.
episode. Um,
Yeah, it's got to be accurate. They're right next to the sun, aren't they? It's going to have to be hot.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, so of course, 42, a frequent flyer, as the Doctor calls Martha.
Yes, he does. Yeah, he's obviously we're probably either bang on halfway through Martha's series now, if not maybe just over. So yeah, she's obviously now more of a permanent companion with the Doctor.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, I think he's starting to enjoy her company a bit more now.
Yeah, no, I fully agree, and it's kind of reinforced at the end of the episode as well, where he actually gives her a key to the TARDIS.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
I think
definitely.
is a big step. I mean, I remember when I got, you know, my first key to my parents' house. It's a big step. Um,
Yeah,
so it's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see. I mean, I know what you and Josh were saying about, a lot of people feel like Martha was hard done by and everything like that. And I'm going to be interested to see because I really like her as a companion. I think she's got some annoyances, but I quite like her. She's very headstrong. She's very, you know, she's a bit of a go-getter. She wants to find out. She's curious. She's like Rose, like I think that's why she works well with the
yeah.
Doctor. So
I get where you're
that's
coming from, but sometimes I think she's just a little bit too over the top, and
oh yeah,
and maybe I'm being too critical of her, and then maybe it's just her first half of the series. But I'll be honest, the next half she does pick up. She gets a lot better, I think, in my opinion.
oh really?
Especially the next two parts. So yeah, she's probably. I said that's probably apart from the finale, that's her best two episodes as a
Interesting.
companion. Um, but yeah, she has been a bit. Well, funny enough, she's been a bit draining for the first half of me. She's just a bit too whiny, a bit too moany, and yeah, I haven't been a fan as on the rewatch as much as I thought I would.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I mean, as I said, I'm seeing it for the first time. Yourself
Yeah,
and Josh have got the liberty of rewatching and kind of picking up little things. But
yeah.
I mean, talking of picking up little things as well. I know I made a comment before about the Doctor rushing into places without checking them. He loves just rushing, like opening a door and running through it. I mean,
Oh, he
he's
loves it, especially on these bases, don't they? All the
I know.
spaceships.
And
Yeah,
to be honest, he nearly cooked himself. If that had been a human, I think he would have cooked himself, And I don't know. He just, surely for someone that intelligent, and has got that much knowledge about the universe and everything around it, surely you would think that he would go, what, I'm just going to feel the door with the back of my hand or, kind of have a look and just ask, oh, what's behind this door? But, yeah, he did get a bit lucky there because otherwise he would have been, steamed doctor.
yeah. I think that's probably something to compare with David Tennant and Chris Eccleston. Actually,
Mm,
David Tennant's a bit more erratic. He just jumps into things, whereas I'd say Eccleston probably thinks a bit more before he does stuff.
yeah,
But I like that about David Tennant.
yeah. I mean, to be honest, it kind of, it's the. I think you've hit it spot on, really. David Tennant's more erratic. It's more throw the door open and just to hell with the consequences. Whereas Christopher
Yeah,
Eccleston, to me, would have been, let's have a look behind. Let's try and open the door slowly, or have a peek in. But yeah, no,
yeah.
that's a good thing. So of course, then we get that kind of the crew member whose name I forgot. I can't remember. No, Matty's
I don't remember any of their names this time. I'll be honest.
but he gets a pretty nasty infection. That's in terms of an infection, probably turning into Cyclops from the X-Men and trying to cook everyone alive. That's probably up there. Do you remember that game you used to play on your phones and on the computer, Plague Incorporated or Plague Inc? Do you remember? And
Oh
everyone
yeah,
would
yeah.
start in Madagascar and you try and infect the world. Imagine having that as a symptom. Yeah, shoots laser beams from the eyes.
Yeah, singes people into the wall.
Yeah, like that's a strong one. But we get. I think the doctor's mentioned it before, and I think it's turning into a bit of a catchphrase. But I like Alonzi. He's just like Alonzi.
Oh, Alan Z, yeah,
Yeah,
that is his. Yeah, he's said it quite a few times now, hasn't he? That's becoming his signature catchphrase, and that's my favourite. My favourite catchphrase, to be fair. I think you'll see I'm trying to think if Christopher Eccleston had a catchphrase. Did he?
I wouldn't have said so. I
Um,
mean, not that I can think of. I mean, if he did, guys, let us know in the comments. We'd love to know. But I
yeah, I
can't
can't
think of one.
remember. David Tennant definitely has one. Matt Smith definitely has one. Capaldi, I can't remember. Jody just says some random things which I'm not a fan of. Um, but yeah, no, I do like his Alonzi.
Yeah, I think it's quite a cool. Again, it matches David Tennant's kind of quirkiness, bit of a kind
Yeah,
of erratic. It's short, sharp, catchy. That's it. Which yeah, I know I really like. But of course the Doctor rushes off. More important things, trying to stop the ship crashing into the sun. Um,
yeah,
but I mean, bearing in mind that they established that the infected crew member just sabotaged the engines, and I know that they tranquilize him and everything like that, but you wouldn't maybe just tie him down, just you know, save yourself 2 3 minutes, just tie him down, see, just in case. Is it me
yeah.
or am I just being too overcautious?
I know what you mean. I think probably because of we're watching this, that's what you would think. But in that situation, they're in a rush, aren't they? They're not really thinking straight. So I'd forgive them for that. I
I don't
think.
know. I feel like a lot could have been saved there if they'd have just, 2 minutes to just maybe get some cable ties or something, just as a precaution. And that's probably why I'm not a
Yeah.
doctor. Just someone comes in with like a slight flu bit, and they were like, right, I'm going to tie him down to the bed just in case. No. Hey, look, I'll tell you what though, using that thing, you'd never have a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
very
no,
true.
no
Yeah,
fucker can get up the bed and start biting people. Because all chained to the bed. Look at that. See,
you've just
NHS, if you're
solved it.
listening, there you go. That's it. That's number one. How to stop the zombie
Kind of
apocalypse.
solve COVID, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Matt Hancock definitely wouldn't have got up to whatever. And who was the one that went on his? Was it Dominic Cummings that just everyone was like, he was like, right, everybody's got to stay indoors, and he just pisses off to the other end of fucking England. Was it Matt? Was it Dominic Cummings? I
The one
can't
who went
remember.
to the castle.
Yeah, I think that was him. Was it Dominic Cummings?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You could put some duct tape
Oh
over his
dear.
mouth as well. That'd have been interesting. But talking of gagging things and everything like that. What the fuck is it with this security system with the doors? That's
Oh,
something I really
the
didn't get.
questions. Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, this is your first experience of a Chibnall episode, JP.
Mm. Hmm.
Um, and have you ever watched Broadchurch?
No, never watched Broadchurch.
So Broadchurch is another series that Chibnall did, and credit to him, I think it's a pretty good series. It's like a detective kind of thing, and it's a pretty good series. It's actually got David Tennant in it as well, actually.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I don't know what it is about Chibnall, and you'll see it with Jodie. I just don't think he can write Doctor Who. It's such a weird. Like, who sits there and thinks, right, I'm going to write an episode called 42 because they're going to be 42 minutes away from crashing into the sun. They got to get from one end of a spaceship to another by answering pop culture questions to open doors. Like, it's just so random and pointless. I, there could have been so many different ways you could have done that storyline, and it'd be a bit more exciting and like, more like action and adventure. Like, the most annoying thing as well is, I mean, there's what? I think there's about 28 doors or something on this. You only hear about three of the questions. I wanted to hear them all.
Yeah,
I
no,
wanted to
a
actually
hundred
do the
percent.
quiz.
And like, I'm sorry, the thing that really really annoyed me, and it is plot for the sake of the story, is why the fuck would you give yourself
Yeah.
one attempt per door? Like, I mean,
Mm.
even my computer at work, which is up to date with GDPR and security and everything like that as possible, I still get 3 attempts to get into that.
Yeah, three attempts is pretty standard.
Yeah,
Or at least give them 3 lives, like 3 lives for out the doors. Come on, let's not make it got to get it right every time.
yeah. Yeah, 100%. And as you say, it was a bit frustrating. I mean, they had what do we hear? Three questions. It was the number sequence, who sold the most, um,
Yeah, the Beatles or Elvis.
Elvis, and then did we hear a third one? I can't remember if we had a third one
I
or not.
think that maybe it was just two
It
then.
was only
Yeah,
two. Yeah. Um,
yeah,
which
maybe.
takes me on to my next gripe on this one. I tell you what, and you could back me up on this. I saw the
Yeah.
phone. I saw the phone a friend thing miles away,
Oh,
absolute
who wants a
miles
billionaire
away.
cop off? Yeah, 100%.
Oh, I mean that's just painful. I like
Was
it's
this
just
this
go
was this
on.
the episode where he zapped her phone, or was that a while ago? I can't remember
No,
now.
no. At the start of the episode, he changes because of the frequent flyers. He gives her
That is
the
when he zaps her phone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And at the end of the
Yeah,
episode, he says again frequent flyers, and then gives her the key to the TARDIS. But uh,
yeah,
oh dear, I've never really face palmed watching anything, but it was just so on the yeah, it just wasn't it wasn't subtle. It really was just it was like trying to I don't know make a nice sculpture with a chainsaw or something like that. It was just so painful. You could tell, right, that Chris Chibnall was there one night as he's finishing the scripts. He's got, kind of who wants to be a millionaire on, and he went, "Hold on a fucking minute, I know what this script needs. It needs an extra 5 minutes." And I
Oh, tell
just,
me about it. I mean, the only thing I will say about adding in the phone a friend fit with Marva is that you get to see the situation of what's going on back on Earth, which I'm guessing you've probably started to catch along that is part of a storyline.
yeah, oh yeah, hundred
The
percent,
people in the background recording the call.
yeah, oh yeah, no, 100%. I mean, again, going through my notes, it's yeah. We'll get there for that one, but
Yeah,
again, it's writing, it's plot for the, well, I can't remember what Josh calls it, but it's just circumstances that just only would happen just to further the plot along, which I never,
yeah,
look, I understand it's got to happen because you got to move the story along. That's, and you have to put certain things in there so A, people can work out what's going on and B, people can keep up with it as well. But I just, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really a fan of it, but it was,
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just the phone a friend thing really didn't do it for me. But I've got to say though, right? I will say Martha was very rude on the phone. I know. Look, I fully appreciate that. It's a life or death situation. They're limited for time, but I mean, surely Martha's got to appreciate that she's not spoken to her mum for a couple of days. And to me, the impression that I got that was before the doctor, they were a pretty tight knit family. I know that the mum and dad had split up, but the mum, brother, and mum, brother, sister, and Martha were pretty close.
Yeah.
Surely Martha's got to be
Yeah, but
like,
a
look,
couple
I'm
of days
phoning my
isn't
mum.
that bad. Like, I don't know. I think it's a bit over the top. She was. I get what you mean. She was rude. She was rushed, but she's in that situation. Her mum doesn't know that.
Yeah,
She's just got to get it over and done with, isn't she?
yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. But yeah, I suppose though, when you do phone your mum, it's always a difficult one. You phone her for a quick 5 minute chat, and then kind of you're
Yeah,
several
you're on
days
the phone
later,
for
in
a
you. But
while.
it's everyone loves their mums. That's why it's good.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, it's and talking of inspiration, kind of Chris Chibnall getting inspiration from other things. Who wants to be a millionaire's one? I'm sorry, you must have
yeah,
been sitting down and watching the original X-Men at that point as well, because I mean, fucking hell, how much of a knockoff is it on Cyclops?
yeah. It's a bit of a
It's
weird
even
one.
the fucking visor is just, I just, yeah, it's not very original, is it?
Yeah, I get the idea because of the sun being in the eyes, and he can't have his eyes open the whole time. But at least this way it stops it going out and just killing everyone, I guess. But yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
But
Convenient that they
why?
have. I mean, I don't know what those things are actually used for. I presume it's like,
That's a welding mask.
uh, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, welding mask. Um, but convenient that they just have two in the exact position that they both need it. You know what I mean? They're just there
Yeah,
to put on as soon as they've become overwhelmed by the sun.
yeah. I mean, what I didn't get is why did it come out of his eyes? And I mean, what if it just come out of his dick or something like that? Like he just started pissing sunlight. Like that's
I'd probably say because it's Doctor Who and it's a kids show.
yeah, yeah. No, I know. I'm not saying that they're gonna get, but like, I mean, it could have come out of his mouth or his nose or his ears. Why the
Yeah,
eyes?
true. Mouth would have been a bit more creepy, actually. I think, to be fair.
Yeah, be original, like the mouth, like
Yeah,
oh, I'm trying to think, like almost like a reverse Kirby, you know. But yeah, I don't know. It was just a knockoff on Cyclops, and as well, I got Satan Pit vibes very very heavy on this one. I genuinely
yeah,
watching the next time trailer for this episode, I genuinely thought that it was like kind of a further thing for for Satan Pit.
yeah. I think the set definitely gave that vibe. The whole like steam and all that, like being the hot environment, and I feel like you also see this. Yeah, you do. You see the spacesuit as well, don't you? The Doctor wears a
Hmm.
spacesuit.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. That definitely did all lead to that. I see where you got it from,
Yeah. No.
but no, completely different.
Yeah. No. It definitely. It seemed to me that it was heavily inspired by Satan Pit. So. Which, to be
Yeah,
honest, I'd say is probably one of my two, like, yeah, kind of like the two episodes are probably one of my favorite episodes of Doctor Who because I loved Satan Pit. I thought it was brilliant.
oh yeah, they were brilliant episodes to be fair. Yeah,
Yeah.
but this is completely the other end for me.
Oh yeah, no, it's what if the what if the Satan Pit was shit? But
Yeah,
yeah, although I will say about this episode, it featured something that is very rare in Doctor Who, and to be honest, a lot of sci-fi stuff and everything like that. It featured the first person to actually properly communicate a message over a radio. Right, it's one of my biggest
what do you
bugbears
mean?
where they don't tell you what's going on. They just say, "Oh my god," and then the radio cuts out or something like that. Right. The captain actually put over the radio, "This man is infected. He is dangerous. Do not approach him."
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right? Which is perfect. That's exactly what you want. It's a short, sharp, concise message over the radio, explains everything you need to know. But it just really irks me, and I think they did it again, like towards the end of the episode, where surely you like. Oh no, in fact they did because it's in the med bay, and instead of saying, "Oh my god, he's just got up from the bed and he's got glowy eyes," she's just like,
yeah.
"Quick, run, come here!" Like, surely just say, "There's a man that's got up." Like, yeah, I don't know. It just really irks me. It's a small thing, I know, but
Yeah, I know what
yeah,
you mean. Yeah.
it does bug me. But yeah, and I never understood really. I mean, it did make me laugh because there's a bit where there's one of the crew members. She's in the locker and she's pulling out all the tools, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, whatever." And then she just goes, "Oh, just kill me," and then shuts the door, and it's, "Oh my god, it's sudden
Oh
Cyclops."
yeah, remember you said before it even happened, you said, "Oh, you're gonna be behind the door." Yeah, it
It's
was just
just
so. That's the thing as well with
it's so
Chibnall's
obvious, isn't
writing
it?
as well. Everything's so obvious the way that he does it. There's
It
never anything
really is.
unexpected.
Just like,
Yeah,
as soon as you see someone that's half in frame and then the other half is a door that they can close, you know that someone's going to be behind there or something is going to be behind there. It's just
yeah,
movie trope 101. It
exactly.
really is. But yeah, no, that did make me laugh. But I there was just again, there's certain things, nobody tried to fight it. Surely you'd have a go. You've got big, heavy, metal wrenches, pipes, anything like that. Surely you'd have a go. Like, instead of waiting for it to do the slow reveal of the visor or, pick a man up
Mm,
and steam him, like, surely you'd have a go at swinging it. I don't know why, because, let's be real, this crew, you can tell they're kind of like a bit of a, they're a hot bunch. I wouldn't say that they're a bunch of, pansies or anything like that.
no, yeah, I agree with you. Mm,
I just, yeah. And again, it's just, I feel like it was just a bit of lazy writing or something. But, and
yeah,
I just, again, it then spills over into the fact where Martha and the other guy get into the escape pod
yeah.
because they have this just ridiculous bit where I don't know what you would call
Oh, the
it.
cancelling of the thing.
Oh, like some kind of hacking war or something like that, where instead of just having one button to press, just, because surely that would be a good safety protocol is eject the pod, press the big button. They're
Yeah,
hacking like it's the fucking 90s, like just mashing a load of buttons in it. And I'm like, oh, like,
yeah. At least maybe you have a 4-digit code so you don't just accidentally bump a button and get it ejected. But yeah, to have they're like typing in like 1,000 numbers just to be able
oh,
to stop
don't.
it.
It's just like, that
Oh,
the Chris Chibnall just went to the two actors and just went, right, mash as
so
many
stop
buttons
away.
as you can in the space of a minute. We're going to speed up the frame. And it's just, oh, it's just, yeah. it just looked
Yeah.
clumsy, and it just felt clumsy. It was really really clumsy writing. But it then I will say it then goes on to a thing I really really like because everybody knows that in space nobody can hear you scream. We all know
Yeah.
that sound doesn't travel in space, and there is that beautiful moment, and I will say it's a beautiful moment where the pod ejects, and you've got the Doctor on the side of the glass, and then you've got Martha and the other crew member in the pod that ejected.
Yeah.
And the silence is deafening. It's beautiful. I love stuff like that. More of that. I really, really like it. Um,
It's even better as well because you know what they're saying. She's shouting "Doctor" and he's shouting "I'll save you," and it's
yeah,
like, oh,
100%. And you get to see it
yeah,
from each of their perspective, and it's just like, and let's be real, I'm fucking useless at lip reading. Like, I've got nothing there. I was so glad when it cut to the actual character saying the thing because I was like, well, that's.
yeah.
But, um, yeah, no, I really like that. I thought that was really good, and it just again, it just seems like what I don't understand is just the time frame of everything because the pod gets ejected, they then take one of the infected up to I don't know what they called it, the MRI scan, like, the thing that looked like the MRI scanner, which I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
snapped the guy's
basically.
neck. Um,
Yeah.
but that was it. And yeah, I just then the doctor goes and gets the pod, but I'm like, surely the pod would be out of range by the time the doctor pulls the magnetic lever.
Yeah, I got to admit, I was because before we watched this last week, I hadn't watched this episode in God knows how long because it's not an episode that I rushed to go and rewatch. And when that happened, I completely forgot that they even get in a pod and get
Hmm.
ejected. And I sat there and I thought, oh my God, like I forgot about this. How do they actually get back? And it was such a cop off that you could just drag the pod back by doing that. That really annoyed me, to be fair. I couldn't think of how they do it, and I thought it's going to have to be something stupid. And yeah, it really was.
Yeah, no, I 100%. I remember you saying when we sat down and watched it. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a bit of a cop out, but yeah, and that was it.
Mm.
And then of course we do get, which is it's a nice thing where Martha has a chat with with her mum. Um,
Oh yeah.
and I think it's a very nice thing, and it's probably what you do. I'd say it's probably what you do if you kind of, if you've got the ability to, and you're on your last, you're kind of facing certain death. Why wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
that's what you do, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I 100%
Yeah.
agree. 100% agree. But yeah, and then we see the shady woman in the background again.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, look, it's obvious that it's Mr. Saxon.
What the woman is?
No, she's working for Mr. Saxon.
Yeah. Why do you think she's there though?
Well, obviously, no, he's obviously got some interest with the doctor, or she could be a she, or
Right.
maybe it's a pseudonym or something. But
Yeah.
he's obviously got some issue with the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm assuming that he's, trying to correlate a load of data and then he's going to try and take over the doctor's powers or trap the doctor or I mean mate it could even be the Daleks for all I know. It could be the Daleks again under a complete pseudonym like with Daleks in Manhattan where
Yeah.
they're kind of I mean I don't think it's the Daleks but it could be something like that if that makes sense
Yeah. Yeah. You're on the. I see what lines you're on.
yeah you get where
Yeah.
I'm coming from. There is a bigger badder there's a bad person there that is
Yeah.
that's it. And of course
Yeah.
they're trying to correlate the doctor and everything. That's what I think. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's look, I get again that they're coming back to show that there's a shady woman in the background in a black suit, recording the conversation on a pair of Apple headphones, by the way, which I think is brilliant. Just,
Was it
you know,
actually?
they look like the. Do you remember the white ones that everyone had? Like you used to get with the iPod
Uh,
Shuffle, the iPod Touch, all that stuff.
the wired ones. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the wired ones. That's the one. They were just like, look, bring your own headphones. We don't have the budget for
We haven't
headphones.
got any.
Please bring your own headphones. Um, yeah, which made me chuckle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's yeah, I think that was quite funny. That made me chuckle. But yeah, I don't know. Again, it's a sweet conversation, but I've got to say, I mean, I really, I don't know, Martha's mum's kind of annoying me a bit, really. I mean, I get that she's pissed.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I get that she's pissed, but yeah, I don't know. She seems a bit, I don't know, a bit cunty, really.
Yeah, but she's also probably not acting herself because of the person in the background as well, I'd say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, I suppose. You
She's
don't
on
want to say
edge.
the wrong thing and annoy everyone or blow some kind of cover or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just felt like she was a bit of a cunt, really. Didn't like her. But yeah, so anyway, so that's that. But then we get just I don't the next part of this, I get that they have to have the Doctor infected by the source, should we call it, to kind
Yeah.
of prove that the Doctor, like to kind of reinforce the fact that the Doctor then understands that the sun is actually, or this ball of gas is, is a living thing and everything. But I, I don't know. Just the fact that the Doctor's there and he's closing his eyes and he's being dragged through, like, I'm just like, it's a bit shit. It almost felt a bit rushed.
Yeah, I like the concept of it, but I think it happens and then you don't know where it goes with it. You just don't know what's happening. Like everyone knows the Doctor's not gonna die at this point. So, where do you take it? What do you do with it? It would have been good for him to actually, I don't know if it would have been good for him to actually kill one of the crew members maybe without knowing. But then he was controlling it. He wasn't like the others where they were just completely under the influence. He controlled it and knew what was going on, sort of thing. But I guess it
Yeah.
hadn't fully taken over him, so
No,
yeah, it could
I
have
mean,
happened.
yeah, again, it was one of those things, as I say, they had to kind of put it in there so the Doctor could work out what it actually was. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know. It felt very, very rushed. And he then goes on to the kind of the conclusion as well, because yeah, as we just discussed, the Doctor, of course, pulled the lever, pulled Martha and the other crew member back in, and then they're kind of run along. But then the Doctor's like, the Doctor blames the captain, saying that
yeah,
you should have scanned for life and you were. And look, I get what the Doctor's saying. It's almost like a kind of a comment on kind of I'm forgetting the word, like conservation.
all
Like
right,
kind of ethical. We've got like ethical fishing. You've now got ethical, kind of farming. All that stuff that is,
right,
it's
yeah,
sustainable. That's the word I'm looking for. Sustainable.
yeah,
You've got everything's sustainable, or well, the majority of stuff is sustainable. And
mm,
I get that it's a commentary on that, kind of no matter what you do, like with mining or anything like that, it's kind of it's going to hurt something somewhere. But
yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time, right? Let's be real. This woman is the captain of a fuel mining ship, and she has been
mm-hmm,
told to go and mine this giant ball of gas.
mm-hmm,
That's it. Why
yeah.
would
It's all
she
she cares
scan
about,
for
isn't it?
life? Yeah, why would she scan for life? There's nothing
There's no
is telling
point. You
her
wouldn't
to
expect
scan
there
for.
to be life.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect there
Yeah,
to be life. For us, it's a sun. It's another sun.
yeah,
And I
yeah,
feel like they unnecessarily put the blame on the captain.
yeah. But then I guess the captain should take the blame. It's like a manager taking the blame for when a team loses in football. They take the blame.
Yeah,
They're
but
in charge.
I feel like the Doctor was a bit harsh on that one. Like, don't get me wrong. If they'd have mined like a populated planet and they'd killed loads of alien species and put them all into extinction and everything like that, 100% blame the captain. But I
Yeah,
just feel like the Doctor unfairly pinned the blame on the captain for something that I don't think she really would have expected.
yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
Because let's be real, she's the captain of a mining ship. She's not a,
Yeah,
well, I
she's no
suppose,
expert.
yeah, she's no like whatever you would call an alien zoologist or something like that. She's no expert in that field. So
Yeah,
why, I just, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the blame was unnecessarily put on the captain, and then I didn't like the fact that she kind of sacrificed herself, and she was just like, it felt like an unnecessary death. I was like, why have you done that?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But then that was kind of like the love story, wasn't it? That was her husband or partner, whatever. She felt like she'd
Yeah, I
lost him.
guess.
She didn't want to be on her own, so yeah, that's what she did.
Yeah, no, I guess it's yeah, it's a weird one. It was a weird one. What we
Yeah.
do get though was very very interesting because the doctor actually says he's scared
Oh yeah,
while he's infected, and that's a really interesting thing because I don't think even Christopher Eccleston, I don't think we've heard the doctor say that he's been scared before.
yeah. I guess not. To be fair, I guess it's because he's not in control. He doesn't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, fair
I
point,
can't
fair
think of
point.
another time that's happened. No.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
suppose
good
as
point. To be
well,
fair.
it's it's a hell of an infection he's got, should we say?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty rough.
Yeah. Oh, yes. So we come on. So the doctor is cured because they dump all the fuel and the son is happy. The son has got his hat on. Hip hip hooray. Yada yada yada. I just again I don't know. I feel like the captain was unnecessarily blamed for that one.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but someone's got to be blamed.
Someone's got to take the blame, and it ain't gonna be fucking Martha. But, but yeah, I don't know. It just hurts me. It did hurt me. But so we're all there. Martha gets a little bit of a kiss in front of the one of the two remaining crew members. Which, by the way, how awkward was that? Like you've just survived near death,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah,
you're just like, oh, me colleague has just got a nice smooch from the girl that miraculously just appeared on the ship. It's a bit of a weird one, but I wonder if the doctor got jealous though. That was the only thing that I thought.
I don't know. I can't get the vibe. Like he obviously had a relationship going on with Rose. I don't think he has that with Martha at the moment. So I'm not sure. I think he's happy for her.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, again, it was like Rose, kind of when the Doctor was with Rose, there was a few times where the Doctor was almost wingmanning for her,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
interesting. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. But of course, it then we then get the final bit where the Doctor actually provides her with a key to the TARDIS, which the biggest question I have, which I know
Significant
that I
moment.
raised when we watched it, was where on earth did the Doctor get a spare key from? Because
Oh,
I'm pretty
he has
sure.
loads around, doesn't he? He's got loads cut up ready to give to companions, I reckon.
Well, I mean, that seems like a security risk to me, but fair enough. But I don't know. I just
Yeah.
the thing that made me laugh was just Rose obviously didn't give her key back because she's still got the key. Um, but do you reckon he just stopped off at a Timpson's and was just like on the sly and was just like, "Look, can you cut us a key, mate?"
Yeah. Yeah, who
And
did
for
he
those,
go to? Is
yeah,
there a
and
Space
sorry,
Simpsons?
I was gonna say for those listeners outside of the UK, a Timpson's is like I don't know, a Timpson's is a magical shop, and they do everything in there. They cut keys, they cut belts, they do
Shoes?
shoes, they do
Yeah.
loads of stuff, engraving. Like it's just a magical shop that appears just everywhere. But yeah, that's what Timpson's is. Wonderful. Um, but finally, yes, of course we get Mr. Saxon, which I am doubling down on now, saying that that is the Easter egg because he's appeared in the last three episodes there.
You reckon?
Yeah, mate, I'm saying that he's kind of like some kind of big bad guy that's stalking the Doctor, wants to kidnap the Doctor, wants to take his powers. Could be something like
What
the
powers?
Daleks.
He doesn't have any powers.
Yeah, but you know what? He's got two hearts, man. Like you know what I
What,
mean?
he's going
Like
to take one of his arts out?
I don't know. Maybe that's the source of his. He's kind of the dude can shake radiation around his body and throw it out of his shoe. That's a special talent.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
whether it's the Daleks or whether it's the Cybermen or someone that we've not met or something, I feel like it's um, oh, I can't remember what it was called now. Do you remember the episode with Christopher Eccleston where it was like a they it was Simon Pegg was there, but Simon Pegg it was like Simon Pegg was the bad guy, but actually the bad guy had a boss,
Oh, yeah,
Jack
yeah.
or Jack the Jacks or something.
Jack Profess, yeah.
That's it. I feel like
Yeah.
it's going to be that, where it's going to be like there is a bad guy that, yeah, Mr. Saxon is the bad guy, but I feel he's being puppeted by something else, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's
We'll see.
my
We'll see.
that's my bet on the Easter egg. But
I'm not going to give anything away.
yeah, so that's it. But as I said, the only thing is though is I know that speaking to you and Josh on these podcasts, that I know that they're supposed to appear in every episode, and there has been 2 or 3 episodes where I've just got nothing. So
Yeah, it's weird. It's I think the aim is for every episode, but it's not always that way. The Easter egg from the last series didn't happen in every episode, but most of them.
okay.
So yeah, sometimes they do get missed out.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Sitting there like rewinding, watching everything in slow motion, like where the bloody hell does it say Saxon? But yeah, no, that's it. But yeah, so I suppose we move on to the section that we always moan about: is love it or hate it. Brad, you go first, man. Love it or hate it.
I hate it for me. I just think it's a pointless filler episode, to be honest. We get that with going through the series. You'll see there are always filler episodes, but filler episodes doesn't mean they have to be bad episodes. And
Yeah,
for me, this one's just a bit boring and doesn't really offer a lot. So I'm going to say hate it for me. What about you?
yeah, 100% hate it. I just, you know
Yeah,
what? It was like, what if you ordered the Satan pit but from Wish?
yeah.
Yeah, it just felt like a cheap knockoff, really. I just felt it was boring. It didn't make sense in places, and yeah, I don't know, it didn't do anything for me. Didn't do anything, which is a shame because, as I said, I got heavy, Satan Pit vibes from when I was, kind of looking at the next time trailer, and he didn't do anything. It was just a
Yeah,
cheap knockoff. But yeah, so it's a hater from both of us this week. But moving on to next
yeah,
week, of course, I know that we did watch the next time trailer, and the only thing that
yeah.
I never take notes on the next time trailer. It's something I've got to start doing. But from what I remember,
Remember?
the Doctor, I think, is with a maid or something that looks like a Victorian maid or something, and scarecrows.
Yeah, yeah,
That's all I remember. So I'm going into this one on fresh eyes. I've got no idea what to expect, but
yeah. I don't think the next time trailer gives too much away. But it's two very good episodes. It's a two-parter,
oh yeah,
and they are
okay,
two very good episodes, to be honest.
nice, nice. Well, on
Yeah,
that note, unless there is anything else to say, Bradley, I yeah, I think that's the conclusion of another episode of the Doc Who Pod.
yeah. Thanks for
So
listening, everyone. That was a good one without Josh. Enjoyed that.
yeah, yeah, and if you do speak to Josh on social media, tell him it was the best episode you've ever heard. Can't believe, let's start a petition. No, I'm kidding. No, Josh will be back with us next week. As I said, we've we've allowed him to have a holiday. We don't know why we did that really, but yes, we will be back next week, the three of us, to talk about the two-parter, which I can't remember what it's called because I've not got the BBC iPlayer in front of me. But as always, guys, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate the love all across social media boards as well. Twitter or X as it's called, Instagram, TikTok. We love interacting with you guys, and we really appreciate all the love. So, unless there's anything further to say, I think that's it. So, thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next week.
Yep. Adios, amigos.
Hey.